Hey, what's up guys, the Baltic Caviar here, bringing you guys another bombastic Battlefield 4 video. And as you guys know, I am not a huge Battlefield 4 fan, and also I wasn't able to run the game at some decent frame rates. I had to lower down the resolution to 720p, I had to play it on low settings, and only then I was able to get around 20 to 30 FPS out of it. But you know, I actually got a new computer with some decent specs, and it gets some decent frame rates in Battlefield 4 and some other games as well. And in this video, I'm actually gonna be telling you guys about my new computer. I'm gonna show you guys how my PC case actually looks like. I'm also gonna be showing you guys how the inside of my computer looks like. And I think you guys should know that this is a custom built PC, but I didn't build it myself. The store built it for me, and that's actually a free option in that store. But anyway, I think if I would build a computer myself, I would fuck something up, and I just didn't want to risk. But anyway, don't hate on me for that. I am really not a huge power user or whatnot, or some sort of a geek. But anyway, let's get right into the commentary. Oh, and I forgot to mention that my filming skills just suck. But anyway, here you can see my PC. I think it's just very beautiful. It's Corsair Graphite Series 600T Special Edition white case. It was around 150 bucks, and I think it's worth every penny just because it's very beautiful. It has some great fans in there, which make a lot of noise though. But I think the overall construction of the case is just very nice. And here you can see the inside of my PC. I think the inside is very beautiful as well. And I hope you guys now got an example of how my PC looks like. And now let's actually talk about the specs. So I am gonna be giving you guys all specs, not only the processor or the GPU. I'm actually gonna be talking about all the specs, including motherboard, power supply, and so on. So let's get started. The motherboard I'm using is the Asus Z87A. In my opinion, it's a decent motherboard for a reasonable price. Moving on to the case, well, I already told you guys about my case. It's Corsair Graphite Series 600T Special Edition white case, and it was around $150. It's extremely beautiful and an overall great case. For the power supply, I'm using a Corsair 850 watt TX850 V2. Well, to be honest, I don't really understand much stuff from power supplies, but from what I have heard from all the reviewers out there, this is a decent power supply. Moving on to the processor, I've got an Intel Core i7 4770K processor clocked at 3.5 GHz. According to some benchmarks, this Haswell i7 actually got some more FPS in games than 6-core Ivy Bridge E processors. So I decided to go with this i7 instead of an Ivy Bridge E version. Anyway, moving on to the CPU cooler, I've got a Be Quiet Shadowrock Pro SR1 CPU cooler. Well, by no means, this isn't a great CPU cooler, but I am not really into overclocking my CPU, and I am not planning on overclocking my CPU, so I don't really think I need some super expensive cooler or even a water cooling system. I think this will be just fine for me. Moving on to my RAM, I've got 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance Black clocked at 1866 MHz. And in my opinion, this is a great RAM, and it's an extremely great value. As everybody knows, Corsair makes great RAMs, and in my opinion, it's one of the best you can get for the price. For the hard drive, I'm using a Western Digital 1TB 7200 RPM Caviar Blue, and it's just a decent HDD in my opinion. And for the SSD, I'm using a Corsair Force LS 240 gigs. When I was choosing the SSD, I was paying attention to read and write speeds, and this was among the best for this price. So a Corsair Force LS is a decent SSD in my opinion. Well, for the graphics card, well, I didn't really upgrade my GPU. Well, because I bought a GPU last year, which is GTX 660, and in my opinion, it's just a little bit stupid upgrading the GPU every year. Well, of course, there are so much better GPUs out there than mine, but upgrading one component every year just seems kinda silly. So I am gonna be upgrading my GPU next year. Anyway guys, these were my PC specs, but I'm pretty sure you guys wanna know how much FPS do I get in games. In Counter-Strike Global Offensive, previously I was getting around 60 to 80 FPS on 2560 by 1080 resolution. But on the same resolution with my new computer, I'm getting 150 to 300 FPS on average. Mostly it's around 200 FPS, but sometimes it drops down to 150 and sometimes goes up to 300. Well, in Battlefield 4, well, it's kinda interesting with Battlefield 4 just because it doesn't have a great optimization yet. But with my old computer, I was able to play it on low settings, on 720p resolution, on around 20 to 30 FPS, what is kinda sad. But with my new computer, I'm playing it on 2560 by 1080 resolution on ultra settings on stable 30 to 40 FPS. That's not anything groundbreaking by no means, but the game just doesn't have that super good optimization yet, and you have to consider that it's on ultra settings and on an ultra high resolution. So anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you guys now know what kind of a PC do I have right now. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you all later. Peace.